So, not going to waste any time. I'm going to get right into it. This is just a couple of clips of the interesting level of, let's just call it choppy seas I've been having in the Last Caretaker distinctly early access game, which is, generally speaking, fantastic in every imaginable way. This is my normal get going thing. I turn on my water grabber and then my methane maker. I don't know what I need the methane for yet. I just figured it'd be good to have a tank of it. Last time I tried this, I tried to blow up all the mines around me first, thinking they might be part of the reason why my boat was flailing around uncontrollably, so I needed to make more bullets. But then this time I loaded the save and the mines are nowhere near as close as they were, so I don't need to do that. So this is editor jam. As I rewatch the video, I come to realize that the mines were not, in fact, farther away. 3 of them were. One, at the port side of the bow, is so close that I can't even see it when I go looking for it. And it exploding, if you pay attention a little bit later, you'll hear a little boomp as the boat tries to go forward. That's me running into a mine. And that, I believe, is what causes the instances of catastrophic damage that happen, which I had been attributing to the boat, rolling around a bunch because of whatever bug I'm encountering. But I'm pretty certain that that damage is caused by crashing directly into an explosive device, which I cannot, in fact, blame the bugs for. That's on me. I just decided to head up top and try and get going. I think this is the run where I hadn't turned my... Yep! And now we're just 45 degrees starboard, and now we're 90 degrees starboard, and now we're sinking. And... we're back! Okay. I climb back up because I'm nothing if not a try-hard. Whole boat's wrecked. Gotta fix it. Nope, not yet. Go take another swim. Still trying to fix my boat. Okay, I'm just desperate to get away from this structure so I can stop being bashed against it. One thing I love about this game, which is a funny thing to talk about as this happens. When you put something down, it stays. Those piles of books are staying. I turned my motors back on. Trying to get back out, but scared too, because on a previous attempt when it sank to the bottom of the ocean, I was not in the ship, so it stayed at the bottom of the ocean and stranded me. And I found that when I'm in the ship, it pops back up. That might have nothing to do with anything. Yep, back down here. Now... now I'm in the hull. I'm just inside the hull. It takes me a minute to figure out what's happening. I've got it now. Whee! And now, being underwater in this game is genuinely quite realistic, and also scary. But when you're trapped in the hull of your ship, sometimes the water isn't there, and you can get a really clear view of what's down there, which is kind of cool. Now I'm trying to get on that ladder, thinking it might pop me out of the hull. It doesn't. Now I'm taking a minute to look. Look at that! Yeah, there's stuff down there, but it's too deep for me, so I'm never gonna get it. I figure I'll just jump around in this corner some more, since that's where I clipped through. Doesn't work. Try that ladder. Doesn't work. Enjoying the view. Why not go to the bow of the ship and try and jump out through the geometry up there? Nope. Maybe I can shoot this mine and blow myself up? I'm sure. Yep, it occurred to me. Yep. Nope, can't shoot through the hull. It's just bouncing off. Thinking. And eventually I just give up and reload the game. So I get more and more frantic as these attempts continue. This is my 4th effort to get away from the Nomad Tower. My own personal hell. This time I just go straight to the engines. Turn them on. Turn them on, and I think I just try to get out of here. I don't even set a course. I glance at the map, I'm like, nah, let's just go. Full throttle. Fully upgraded engines. Full throttle. Ship suddenly catastrophically damaged. It goes from fine to everything is broken. Just wallering around trying to get away from this black hole of a tower. I must emphasize a few details. I did not know about the mooring points for the first 38 hours that I played this game. I tried them out here at Nomad Tower for the first time ever, and they're really, really cool because I don't have to leap from my boat to the dock and then miss and swim to a ladder like I've been doing at every other stop. I figured I'd take a moment to fix my ship. I'm pretty sure I fixed every windmill. I'll probably just fast forward through this. All you're going to miss is me ratcheting some windmills. I didn't fix all of them, actually, just the port side ones, I guess. I think I was a little bit concerned about how choppy it still was, and I figured I would stop the boat because the forward momentum was adding to the likelihood that I was going to go for a dive. Set a little course. I'm just really scared of everything at this point. Now, like many people in difficult situations, I'm doing what I know I can do, which is fix stuff. Resume. Okay, I decided I would go ahead and turn things back on again. This system runs pretty slowly, so I've had it for many hours of gameplay, and it's not made a lot of methane yet. But yeah, I wanted to get going towards my next point, which is actually the next story part of the game, where I'm supposed to find the MacGuffin that I have to take to the next place for the other MacGuffin. Yet again, full throttle. There we go. I only pointed out because before all my fun chop experiences, I would take off quite quickly because I have fully upgraded engines. But it just seems like the ship is struggling against something at all times now. Like there's an invisible object under the hull, like in the middle, that just wants to hold it up out of the water. But at this point, I think I'm constantly second-guessing myself as I go through these bugs, and I think maybe the bugs are past, and this is just an incredibly choppy bit of sea. Maybe it's part of increasing the difficulty as you go along. So I'm just kind of going with it, and then we're gonna drive all the way to this little diving spot. Back, and I like to, just one of my little persnickety details, I like to get as close to over top of the diving spot as I can when I go to these, because I'm scared. It doesn't work out so good this time. I drop anchor. One of my many running theories as to why this was happening to me was the geometry under the boat doesn't like having things sticking down for some reason now, so dropping anchor is always very scary. I also, I think now is the point when I notice... See, I'm second-guessing turning these things on, because one of my many running theories was things get crazy when I start making stuff, or grinding up components. So maybe... whoa! Okay, yeah, nothing interesting happened, so I cut, I guess. And then suddenly everything interesting happened, so I restarted mid-flight out of the ship as I got launched from the deck. as it swung starboard. Swim back. Back on. Just trying to figure out what... Yep. I figure, you know, life's all normal, so let's make some fuel. Nope. I think I decided to raise the anchors. Just... Yeah, this was my anchor theory. Like, just get the anchors off the ground, and maybe I'll stop being pulled to the bottom of the sea against this crazy chop. I thought that might be part of it. I think... What? It's always starboard, too. That's the other interesting thing. And it makes me wonder... It makes me wonder if I just have... Because I have all my components on this... Ooh. On the starboard side. But that's just not enough weight to matter. It can't be a weight thing. It just can't be a weight thing. I also can't help but notice that all the bullets I've made are not here. And I figure out later that they've been shot through the side of the hull. I'm just checking the roll at this point. Just trying to figure out if anything is normal, or if I dare drop anchor and jump off the boat and go down and continue the game, knowing full well I could return to the surface and my boat just not be there anymore, which has happened to me. Like I'd anchored it at the Nomad Tower, and it shot to the bottom of the sea and did not come back, and I was just stuck at the tower. Now I figure I'll do a true seaman technique and turn the bow into the chop, which is what you're actually supposed to do. You're not supposed to waller in the waves. You're supposed to keep the bow pointed at the waves in situations like this, so you don't get floundered. So I figure if it works in real life, maybe it'll work in game physics. Back up and go forward into the chop, which is pretty good. Shortly after this, I figured out that this ocean behaves more like a bathtub than a sea. The chop just kind of changes directions. So this will not work, but it was a good idea. It made me feel like I was doing something. But, you know, I'm standing here kind of checking out. I'm getting hopeful. It's really funny reviewing this and seeing how tentatively I'm doing everything now. I was quite fast and just, you know, doing my normal thing before. This is just an experiment because I floundered, went underwater, and everything's still pretty much fine. Because I had another idea in my head that maybe it was because I kept diving to the bottom of the sea that all my stuff kept breaking. Thought very hard about saving here and made sure not to overwrite a more safe save. I still just don't want to get in the water. Oh yeah, nothing interesting terribly happened except for the fact that getting back on the ship was next to impossible. Here I am at the next little radio beacon tower. The way I do these is I run wires all the way up because I never know what infrastructure I'm going to find at the top, and making wires is cheap. So I had done that laboriously, and the chop pushed my anchored ship so far back that the wire disconnected. So I have decided I'm going to valiantly try again and nose back up to the tower. It will not work. I'm in reverse right now. I'm in reverse and going forwards because of the chop Full throttle reverse. Now we're moving. The craziest part of all this is we're almost done here, and the only thing that happens after this in this video is the chop is too strong. The front of the boat is rising and falling by about 30 feet at the tower. It's impossible to connect my power line, so all the lines I built up to the top were kind of pointless. Look at that! Just leading. Anyway, I get this thing working, and I get all the way to the human seed vault, which is very funnily named. And I go all the way down to where the boxes are, and I put a box in a tube, and I bring it all the way back up. Timer's counting down. I get all the way to the ship. I put it in the little cubby down there where the save point is in the ship, and I set it down oh so gingerly because, you know, you don't want it to break. And then at that exact moment, that comedically perfect instant, and I wasn't recording, and I wish I was, my boat launched itself to the bottom of the sea. The little container containing the future of the tenuous grasp of reality that is the human species launches itself through the ceiling and explodes in the cockpit above me. It goes through the ceiling so fast that it doesn't explode until it is out of the room that I had set it in. At which point I exited the game for the night. And it's the next day now. And I figured I'd go ahead and narrate this before I moved on with my life for the day. I will say that this may sound like cope or whatever. I love this game. It's early access, and that's fine. These kinds of things are to be expected in an early access game. I don't buy early access games for a reason. I was just so charmed by this one that I decided to buy it, knowing full well that it's going to be a buggy mess. And the wildest part is for 40 hours I played this game, and it has been rock solid. All this stuff just started, like, you know, in the last, 2 or 3 hours of trying to play it. I'm genuinely not mad about it, because the concept of restarting now and losing all this progress doesn't bother me at all, because I love the gameplay loop so much. If this were a fully released, finished game, it would, let's be honest, infuriate me. But it's not. And I know it's not. So the whole point of making this little video is it's something that the devs can watch if they want to, because it's impossible to describe. Yeah, I'm gonna make I guess I'm gonna make videos of the game actually behaving correctly and being fun to offset this. Maybe I'll do that. This is fun for me. I hope this doesn't put anyone off giving this game a try. Like I said, a good 40 hours of just solid gameplay, and then, some goofy stuff happening is not a big deal. Worse things have happened. But yeah, that's really all I have for you. Maybe there'll be another one.